Hi everyone, this is Kathy Grosskirk with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the new QuickBooks Online update, the new layout, which they're slowly rolling out. From what I understand, this is going to be the lay of the land starting at least September the 1st, unless it gets pushed out. And I did a video on this previously, which I will provide the link in the description. But today I want to concentrate on some of the areas that I have not talked about already. Last time I talked about some of the areas here in the left navigation, and I might review a few of those things so that way you can kind of understand some of the differences. So let's do that real quick. Here's the Quick Create button, which is now just a circle with a plus sign. And that gives you that same menu that you're all used to. The bookmarks are in their own section now. And if you use the bookmarks or want to consolidate the links that you use the most into one area, this is still a good way to do that. I demonstrated in the last video how to maneuver in that. Your dashboard button here is where you use to get back to this page that we're in right here, which I don't understand why it's not above the bookmarks, but that's neither here nor there. Just know that if you want to get back to this page right here where you see the business at a glance and can modify those widgets, that's where you will find those. This is an actual area where they use the AI, and let me click on it real quick. This is the business feed area where you can look at some of the things that they suggest based on past activity. And since this is a sample file, I don't really have a whole lot here that they're suggesting I need to do, but it'll allow you to, from this area, generate a bill, upload receipts, and generate an invoice. So the more you use your file, the more suggestions you'll have and all that. This area right here is your reports area where you can access all the different reports that you have. And also this is the My Apps area, which is basically where they've kind of consolidated all of the different left navigation areas or tools that you're so used to now. And so let's go back to this main dashboard area, because what I want to do now is I want to concentrate on some of these little widgets right here. And this is one of the main things that I think Intuit was trying to accomplish with this area. They have so many new plugins and stuff like that, such as the MailChimp and the Credit Karma and all that different kind of stuff, your payroll and your QuickBooks Cash and all that different kind of stuff, your sales tax, your business tax and all that. So what they want to do is try to give you easy access to all this, so that way you're not having to hunt and peck and all that. So before we jump into that, if you like and subscribe to my channel and share it with others, I would appreciate it very much. So what I try to do is to tailor this content to mostly accountant users, but a lot of end users watch a lot of my videos. So if you're an end user and want to learn as much as you can about QuickBooks Online and keep up with the current changes going on in the QuickBooks ecosphere, then I encourage you to be a member. So with all that said, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to click on these little areas one by one. So this accounting button, let's look and see what that is. And this is a client overview that we can see, which basically, and I don't know if this is based on the fact that I'm an accountant user and have this, I don't know if you're going to see this in an end user file, but this also shows you your banking activity when the accounts were last reconciled. And in this case, I haven't done much in this area. You can see some of the common issues that are in here, and as well as the transaction volume if you're using this file at all. So that's what that is. I'm going to click back on the dashboard so we can see some of these other areas too. So we've got the expenses and pay bills area. And this is where you can go in here. You can either create, schedule online payments, upload bills. You can do all kinds of things. This business feed is AI generated, and When you have activity in your file, it's going to make suggestions on things that you can or should do or whatever. It also provides you with your spending over time, and this is set on quarter. You can go through here and do for either the month or the year. Let's go back to the dashboard again. We've got sales and get paid. So this is our customer area where we can actually see, we can look at the income over time, and you can also do things in here to get paid online, create invoice, create payment link, all these different things. And you can click on this to show all. And again, there's nothing new here because there's not a whole lot of activity in this sample file. Going back to the dashboard, customers. So I spoke too soon about that. So this is our actual customer area now. And this is where you can go in and look at all your stuff to do with your customers. And this page is periodically customizable as well. All right, so let's see. We got our team. And then this would be if you have employees that you want to add to your area, you can do that. Since I don't have any employees, I don't have anybody that I need to add to this company file. We got sales tax. If you're using the sales tax module, this is where you would access all that. If you want to set up the automated sales tax, this is where you can go ahead and get started with that. We've got the business tax. And this is basically talking about filing federal taxes and all this kind of stuff, and gives you some of the deadlines that you might find helpful. Let's go back to lending. This is where you want to go in and this is for authorized users, since I guess I'm not an authorized user, which is probably a good thing. But this is where you would access some of those QuickBooks Cash if you want to borrow money through QuickBooks lenders. Then that would be where you would do that if you had that access. And then we've got the payroll. If you have a payroll plugin, then this is where you can access the payroll. And you can also sign up for payroll if you haven't done so. Let's go back to the dashboard again. See how many more of these things we have. Not very many. Okay, so we've got the marketing. This is where the MailChimp stuff comes in. So if you don't have MailChimp attached to your account, this is where you can do that. And if you do have a MailChimp account, it probably gives you access to send out targeted marketing to your clients and things. All right, let's go back to the end here. We got QuickBooks Time apparently. And this is if you want to upgrade to QuickBooks Time, or if you want to use the regular time capturing modules already in your QuickBooks file, then you can access those here. So, or sign up for QuickBooks Time. All right, so dashboard again, going back to, let's see, we've I think one more thing after that, and this is inventory. So if you're using inventory at all in your QuickBooks file, this is where you would find out everything related to inventory. But the reason why it's not showing up in here is because this test file is a simple start file and does not support inventory. So you're not going to see anything here. So going back to the dashboard, this is basically what all these little symbols up above are. And again, they're going to be rolling this out to most everybody in the QuickBooks ecosphere. And I believe the target date for that is by September the 1st, or at least by the start of the fall or the Q4. If you have any feedback you want to provide into it, you can do that right here to provide your feedback, because they're always looking for feedback on your experiences. And you can even switch back to the other QuickBooks experience, but I would suggest, since this is going to be inevitable, you stay on this and learn as much about this as you can so you won't be caught unawares. Anyway, I hope this content helps you today. Thank you very much. Take care, and we will see you very soon. Have a great day.